Hey YouTube, it's Tracy coming to you today. Today I wanted to show you how easy it is to start a spring garden. So today is February 9th, 2025, and I'm starting today because it's 6 to 8 weeks. It's in between that time period of 6 to 8 weeks before my last frost. So my last frost is usually in April, between April 5th to the 20th. So we got a little bit of time. But I wanted to go ahead and get started sowing my seeds indoors to get a jump on the season. So let's take a look at some of the seeds I'm starting. Cauliflower, jalapeno peppers, bell peppers, red cherry tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes, Brussels sprouts, some broccoli, some cabbage, and a different kind of cabbage. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we have collected all of our items that we're going to be needing to get started. First, we have some organic starting soil. This is made by Jiffy. It's a combination of peat moss and cocoa coir and vermiculite. So this is good to get started. It's also organic. We also have our seed starting trays, has a little water reservoir underneath it to catch the water. Then also my larger trays to hold all of my smaller trays in. My little cups, I haven't figured out which one I'm going to use first, but yeah, let's get started. So now we're just going to fill up some of these trays. Let's start with this one. Nice and soft and dry. It's always good to start with dry soil. The wet one is not good to start with because you're going to end up wetting it anyway. So I just pour it in here. And yes, it will make a mess. That's why I have the larger trays underneath it to catch. Just going to try to compact this in a little bit. Sometimes you might have to break it up a little bit. It's very soft. And then I just sweep off the extra into here, and then I'll dump it later, just so it won't look so bad. Put a little bit more. And then I'll just do this for all of my trays. And I have a total of 369 trays. And actually what I think I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to show you how I insert some of my seeds before I continue with all of this, because this is gonna take a minute. So I'm gonna skip around a little bit and show you how I do my seeds once I get this complete. So not too bad, not too bad. So I think I'm gonna start with let me see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with one of these peppers. So usually on the seed packet on the back, they have all the instructions on what you'll need in order to successfully start the seed, um, when to start the seed, and how deep you need to start the seed, the spacing of the seed, and the time of germination. For this particular brand with Fairy Morse, the jalapeno, this is going to take 10 to 12 days to germinate. So hopefully it, it germinates pretty quickly, like it says. Um, so when we plant it, we're going to do about a 1/4 inch into the soil. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and open this packet. So usually what I do is I just normally take my little pinky and I make a little hole right in the center, probably down to, I don't know, maybe like a little bit below my nail. That's the depth. All right. As you can see, I have my holes ready. And let's take a look at some of these seeds. A nice tan color. If you're growing your own peppers and then you decide that you want to save the seeds, you need to make sure that when your seeds, you'll know that your seeds are ripe and ready to be stored when they're this tannish color. Usually, if you get a pepper and their seeds are white still, they're not ready. So you want to always make sure your seeds look like this color, this tan color. So I'm just going to take about 2 little seeds in each hole and drop it in there. Oops, one more. Scoot this one over. Oh, I think that was 3. That's 2. And that's it. That's about 2 in each hole. Then I'll just put the rest back. And save for next time. Now, one thing you might want to consider doing is in a couple of weeks, you might want to consider starting another set. I would say maybe 3 to 4 weeks, maybe a month. Maybe consider starting another set. Just in case you're having issues with this plant, it may catch a disease or it may get an infestation of some sort, and you decide that you don't want to keep it, you can swap it out easily with another transplant. And that's good if you want to do what they call succession planting. So it helps you to continue to grow for a longer growing season. If in case you come across some problems, you can easily swap it out. And keep growing. All right, so these are done. So all I need to do now is when I'm done with all of them, then I'm going to water them. You want to keep your seedlings moist at the beginning when they're starting to germinate and when they're starting to grow. It's very crucial for them to stay healthy by keeping them moist but not too wet, because you definitely do not want to cause, I believe they call it damping, which is when your seedlings, they pretty much become destroyed and they start to die because of too much water or inconsistent watering, and you're allowing it to dry out too much. So you want to keep your soil moist but not wet. Okay? All right. So I'm going to move this to the back so I know I've done this one. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill up this next one. And actually what I need to do is I need to get a pen. I forgot to get an ink pen so I can actually label my seeds so I don't confuse them. So I'll get that in a minute. Got to press it down because as you can see, it looks full, but once you press it down, you got more room to add. All right, so these are pretty much ready to go. I can add some more seeds into here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a short pause and go and get my ink pen so I can label this properly. Okay, and I'll see you in one quick second. All right, so while off camera, while I went to go grab my labels, I went ahead and completed filling in all the seed starting pans with the soil, as well as inserting the seeds into the soil as well. I put about 2 seeds in each compartment, except with the tomatoes. My tomato seeds were a little bit older, so I decided to go ahead and put maybe about 3 or 4 of those jokers in. So, in addition to that, as you can see, I have gone ahead and set up my labels. So now it's just time to water and then put on our humidity dome and then stick these jokers up under some light. All right, so let's go ahead. Got my water. Ooh, must be careful doing this because it's moving the soil all around. So we want to slow pour. All right, so as you can see, I have switched out the pitcher for the cup. The pitcher was just too annoying, too big, too bulky, and coming out too fast, too hard. So I've completed adding the water to all of the trays. And now the only thing that's left to do is to add our humidity domes. And here we go. All right, so I have brought my seedlings down to another area of my house where they have found their temporary home until it gets a little bit warmer outside. As you can see, I have them up under some grow lights. Um, they have their humidity domes on, and I'm just making sure that the holes are closed so that it can start to build up that warmth and keep that moisture for the seedlings to start to develop. So other than that, the last thing I'm going to do is I've already plugged up my heat map so I can lay my pepper plants or my plant pepper seeds underneath this because they need the extra warmth in order to start germination. So I'm just setting this heat mat up under the pepper seeds, and that's it. That's how easy it is to start your spring garden. All right, until next time. No, actually, I'm going to come back in 7 to 10 days to check on things with you guys to show you the process. Um, Hopefully, we will see some little seedlings emerging out of the soil. And if not, then we're just going to give it more time. But I am going to be watering it on a daily basis or semi-daily basis, depending on their needs. So, all right, until next time.